Okay, now we're live. Now we're live on the right one. Okay, starting over. This is Jimmy Lee's a super fan of Alien and Predator, that whole universe, which is awesome. So, okay, so now I'm sorry, man. Go ahead and start over. Shout out your social media one more time for me.
Yeah, so run a small YouTube channel. Again, all about the Alien Predator stuff. I do reviews, toy hauls, news stuff, all that good stuff. Got Facebook if anyone wants to join. Got a small group called Trophy Room. If you're into Alien Predator stuff, feel free to join. Talk about anything.
Yeah, that's pretty cool there, man. So you're the Alien and Predator guy. So looks like I want to shout out some people in the chat here. We got Dan Piercy. That's a really cool confrontational comics, super cool guy. We got Rod the Rican. He's a really big YouTube comic guy, if no one's ever heard of him. And Tim the Comic Collector, big guy, big comic book fan. I don't know if any of these people that I'm familiar with in the chat are big Alien and Predator fans, but everybody should love Alien and Predator.
Yeah.
So, how did you, when did you first see a Predator or an Alien movie? And how did that, affect you going forward?
So the first movie I saw from either franchise was the first Predator. When I was 10, 11, something like that. Before I even watched it, funny enough, I have older brothers, they're collectors as well, and they were for a time collecting like the old McFarlane Predator stuff, and I was deathly afraid of them. Remember as a kid, I was terrified when they would remove the masks off the toys. So when I turned 10 or whatever, they just sat me down and forced me to watch the movie. And like right after the movie, I got hooked.
Nice.
So, yeah, and then I just went on to watch rest of the Predator stuff, and then went to the Alien and whatnot.
So, who's your favorite, Alien or Predator?
Oh man, I get asked that sometimes too in my live streams. Probably like by a tiny bit Predator, just because of nostalgia. That was like my first experience with it, So that'll probably be it.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. So they've tried to do a whole lot, redoing a lot of the Alien and Predator franchise. What did you think about the last Predator movie?
Oh boy, could have been better.
Could have been better. Okay.
And a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It was. If you want to sit down, like if it's on TV, I'll sit down and watch it. But yeah.
Did you see it in theaters?
I did.
And were you excited for it when it's coming out?
I was pretty excited for it, but I also knew, like, because I saw I think it was like the final trailer. It was already kind of showing its colors a little bit of what it's trying to do. And then, when I saw it, not the best.
Gosh, and what was the name of the guy who directed the latest Predator movie? Because he was actually in Predator 1.
Yeah, Shane Black.
Shane Black, that's right. Because he did one of the Iron Man movies, I think.
Yeah, that's what kind of pissed me off a little bit. Is you were in the original movie. He apparently supervised the script for the original.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was that. I'm just curious, what was your thoughts on Iron Man 3, the one he did?
It was okay. I'm not Iron Man at the time when it came out. Like, I'm all DC and Iron Man is Marvel, so I didn't know a whole lot about the character. But when I heard that Shane Black was attached to the new Predator movie, knowing that he was in Predator 1, I'm like, dude, this is it. We can't screw this up. This is perfect director.
Yeah,
this movie's gonna be the best Predator movie ever. I was wrong.
yeah,
I was wrong. But it's pretty disappointing. It was because all the cards were there, everything. Oh man,
it was all lined up. And what I tell people is, why do you think the third Predator movie worked? Because they were introducing new things, but it was made in the exact style of the originals. And his, not really.
Yeah. What about the prequel Alien movies? You know, starting with the engineers, you know, and stuff like that. You know, is that appealing to you as a big Alien fan?
I mean, I like the movies. I like the movies more when Covenant came out because then it started to put it together a little bit more. I know I was really hyped for Prometheus, and when I saw it, I was like a little bummed. Not exactly what I wanted, but good enough. And then Covenant came out, and it's starting to piece things together. So I like the movies. They're fun, you know.
Do you see kind of a direction where they're kind of trending with that? Do you think Sigourney Weaver might make an appearance?
Eventually, because I know Scott wanted to do like a whole 5 movie anthology thing.
Yeah,
So down the road, they wanted to, I'm guessing, introduce Sigourney Weaver again. I don't know, like as a cameo or
sure.
whatever. But like their main focus is what it like the whole David storyline. You know, how do the
Yes.
androids fit into the alien creation? And that kind of sparked my attention a little bit. It would explain like what I tell a lot of people is it would explain why a lot of the xenomorphs have like that biomechanical stuff on their body,
Sure.
I guess. But I don't know if he'll go that way.
Yeah. Who knows? But I'm definitely curious to see where they take that story and
Yeah.
the whole black goo thing. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, the black goo was cool.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I just want them to wrap it up. You know, don't leave it hanging with future movies. Like even if they're not very good, just finish the story.
Yeah, I hate it when they leave big cliffhangers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, backbursters. I thought that was a cool
Oh
take.
yeah, that
Instead of a chest burster, they had the one where it busts out of people's backs. Oh, that was so cool.
oh man, when I watched that in theaters, people around me were just closing their eyes or just saying 'cause it was pretty gross. Like I didn't expect that. I didn't expect it to be that explicit, but I thought it was cool.
It's definitely a lot of fun. Very excited about the future of Alien and Predator content for sure. I think it'll be fun. But do you think we'll get another Predator movie after the last debacle?
If we do, it's gonna be a while. I know that they're kind of testing the waters a little bit. They're doing like an AVP anime series for Netflix, and I know Disney has been
Really?
yeah, yeah. And I know Disney's been teasing like I think like a Predator Disney Plus show or something.
Really? That would be so awesome. I would get Disney Plus for that.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's what they're gonna do first. They're gonna do like a bunch of small stuff and see if it's receptive, I guess.
That's awesome. So Netflix and Disney possibly.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I think a Predator TV show would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Even if because I know it'll be on Disney Plus, it probably won't be the whole rated R thing. Uh,
Yeah, Disney's got to keep,
yeah, yeah.
whatever.
But it worked for like the first AVP. Like you don't need gore. So
Yeah, I feel like they can do a Mandalorian type show with Predator and do a little bit of gore in there
yeah.
because now Disney has all these Fox properties that are
Mhm,
rated R.
mhm.
So they got to figure out something to do with it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know they're going through with Deadpool as rated R.
Yeah,
So
Deadpool's rated. They own Deadpool now.
yeah, so that'll be
That's like the big draw for Deadpool's because
mhm,
it was so controversial.
yeah.
That's gonna be cool. Yeah, man, I'll have to check into that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
I'm definitely into it. So time will tell.
So, looking at your background, I mean, I can see you've got all the toys, all the posters. I see the jacket. Wayland Utani, that's pretty cool. Did you? Is that just a jacket with a patch you put on, or is that like a?
Oh yeah, this is just like a standalone jacket. I just sewed this on.
Oh, very cool, very
Yeah,
cool. So you got quite the collection of toys and whatnot.
and move it. Crappy lighting.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's so cool, man. Oh man, that is so cool. That's awesome.
yeah.
So what is your favorite piece in your collection? So if your house is on fire, you're gonna grab one thing, kind of thing.
Oh. Whew,
And it's tough. It's always a tough question.
that's tough. I want to say Captain goes down with the ship, but that won't happen. Um, Probably like one of the quarter scale predators that I got
Okay.
a long time ago. Yeah. Um, mhm.
Have you had a chance to meet any like cast members or from any of the Alien or the Predator movies? Being in
No,
Southern California, I would imagine you at least have
no,
more of an opportunity.
no, I haven't actually. I would love to meet Arnie.
Yeah, I think everyone would love to meet Arnie for sure.
Arnie.
Get him to sign my Predator comic.
Yeah, I mean, until this whole pandemic thing hit, I know that there were gonna be several guest appearances, like comic people, at like WonderCon and stuff like that. But then what happened. So
Yeah, WonderCon. That's true.
yeah, it's gonna be the plan. But next year. So
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely for
yeah,
sure. Very cool. So you got a lot of cool alien gear. Got a couple Predator helmets back there.
yeah,
A lot of action figures. Would you say that's more of like your niche?
yeah. That would be it. I only have a couple of like prop replica stuff. Like I got the helmets back there. I think that would actually probably be it for the props, but the majority of the collection is just figures.
Majority of the collection's figures. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. The other part would probably be like novelty items, which I recently got into. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, because those are actually surprisingly elaborate. Uh, I, I've I have one on my desk. I found this on Amazon recently. It's just an alien head, but then it's a letter opener.
What?
Yeah, yeah,
Dude, that is so cool.
yeah. And I have like all types of these little novelty items and stuff that are really under the radar, but very cool.
Dude,
So
that is sick. That's
yeah,
very cool. On Amazon. That's crazy of all places.
yeah, yeah.
So do you peruse eBay often and look for cool Alien and Predator stuff?
Yeah, I do. eBay's kind of the way to go because there's so many, like, not only of these novelty items, just like little knickknacks made 20, 30 years ago that only a couple people have that went under the radar, and then they happen to put it in an auction or whatever. And then you realize, hey, there's something else that I didn't know existed, but hey, it exists.
So the comic book G Spot wants to know, do you have any Keener Alien? Do you have the Keener Alien?
Yeah, yeah. So I have a bunch of the Kenner Alien stuff
Kenner,
when I
okay.
was a kid. My brothers gave me a whole tub of them. They're actually, I don't know how well y'all will see it, but the majority of them are all the way up there. The entire
Okay.
shelf is lined with the old 90s Kenner stuff. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have all of them, um, but I have a big majority.
Very cool. Very cool. So do you ever I'm sure in Southern California they have a lot of flea markets and you know
Mhm.
uh toy conventions. Is there any one of those that you go to a lot or look forward to?
The one like in my area, we have a lot of swap meets, those gatherings and stuff. And I found a ton of stuff in this room just lying around. Funny enough, a lot of the Kenner stuff actually that I didn't get. It's just people they whatever they found in their garage. They happen to have these how many years ago, and they put it for a couple bucks. And sometimes you might come across some pretty rare stuff actually. So
Is there a rare thing that you have in your collection?
Um, like that I got from there.
It got from anywhere.
The rare stuff would probably be these club exclusive figures that I have.
Okay.
Um, I got those off of eBay because you have to be a part of this NECA Toys Alien Club and buy all of their figures in a given year for full price, and then at the end of the year they send you one club exclusive figure. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, I actually have them right here. So I have like this old Kenner tribute purple alien.
Dude, that is so cool.
Yeah, he goes for quite a bit as far as like being rare and stuff. There's not a ton of him on eBay, but the other rare one that I have that I think there's only a couple left on eBay would be the club exclusive Vasquez.
Oh yeah, that's so cool. I've seen that once or twice.
Yeah, yeah. Again, based off the old Kenner stuff. So that would probably be like the super duper rare stuff that I own in the collection.
Very awesome.
Yeah.
Do you do any of the Dark Horse books, comic books, Alien and Predator? Because there's a ton of good stories there.
Yeah, yeah. I own just a handful of them. I don't own too many. Um, there's not a ton of comic shops around me, and the ones that are, they don't really sell them and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to get a hold of them. What I've been doing, like before the whole, uh, you know, lockdown thing, was just buying collections of comics off of eBay. So you end up with a few doubles, but yeah, I got a
That's
small.
okay. That's okay. You can bag and board the first one and read the one that's not in so great a shape.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. I don't know if you've read the. Do you remember at the end of Predator 2 where Predator tosses that gun to Danny Glover's character
Hmm.
from like 1791 or whatever?
Yeah.
Uh, they actually did a comic book just about that story.
Hmm.
Are you familiar with that?
Yeah. Predator 1718. Uh,
Yeah, 1718. That's what I meant. Yeah,
yeah, the young elder Predator. You know,
yeah,
got the flintlock pistol.
yeah. From fighting all those pirates.
The funniest thing about that book is the elder Predator used to be green. And
Okay.
now he's gray in the movie. It's kind of funny.
Who knows? Maybe it comes with age. We
Yeah,
all gray when we get old.
they all gray.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that was such a good story. And basically, I don't know if you've read the first Predator comic book ever,
Hmm.
which is this guy. See if I can get it here. This guy right here. The first. This is the first appearance in Predator. First appearance of Predator in comics.
Hmm.
This is basically the novelization of Predator 2.
Hmm.
But instead of Danny Glover's character, it's supposed to be Dutch's brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. Do you have a particular favorite story that's not a movie?
Uh, I'm a so there's two stories that I really like. One of them is actually a part of that one because
Okay.
it's a whole like trilogy of books.
Yeah.
One of them was called Predator Dark River, and
Okay.
it's Dutch's brother fighting the Predator. But that one was really cool because you have this rogue Predator that he fought in the first book in that one that is now going crazy because he wants revenge on Dutch's brother. He's suddenly this bad blood Predator and whatnot. Um, but the other book, probably my favorite book from both franchises, is called, I don't know if you read it, Aliens, Music of the Spears.
No, not one that I'm familiar with.
It is the most wacky, crazy comic, that one of the craziest comics I've read, with like brilliant writing. It feels like you're watching or like reading a movie script, almost like really intelligent dialogue and whatnot. Um, that would probably be my favorite one.
Um, just one thing here. I set up alerts for Predator for news, anticipation for this um, conversation,
Hmm.
and one of the headlines I got was Quentin Tarantino has the script for Disney's Predator reboot. So potentially there's a Quentin Tarantino movie, Predator movie in the works, which
That
I think would be really cool.
that could be something.
Yeah, he's not like a big sci-fi guy, but
Yeah,
hey, I'm a
yeah.
huge Tarantino fan.
No, I'm a big Tarantino fan as well. I thought because I know he was also gonna do the Star Trek thing, so maybe this is his debut into sci-fi.
That
Uh,
would, yeah, that would be so cool if he did this.
yeah, no, I'd watch it.
I do know before Shane Black took over for the current Predator movie, Guillermo del Toro was attached to it. But he backed out for creative differences. Who knows? Maybe Fox had this whole super predator thing in their back pocket, thinking it was going to stick, but
Yeah,
it didn't.
and probably Guillermo probably said no, let's not do that. I would
Yeah.
imagine. Um,
I would. What would you say is your favorite Predator movie of all the Predator movies,
um,
including Alien versus Predator?
it'd probably be the first Predator.
The first Predator.
Yeah, yeah, it's like it's that classic you can't beat, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I'd say it's a toss up. The '80s Predator. Don't get me wrong with Arnie. That's the gold standard.
Yeah,
But I really enjoyed Predators.
yeah, I
Where they
re
go to the Predator world. That was a good one.
yeah, I love that one too. And what no, because like what I liked about that movie is they went the whole like advanced Predator thing with the
Yeah.
super predators, which is what this latest movie tried to do with like a big CGI one, but it works so much better there.
It did. I feel like the story flowed a lot better.
The story flowed a lot better, and they were keeping it simple. Like it was just a hunt, you know?
Yeah, it's just a hunt. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, whereas with the last movie, they were trying to steer clear of that completely.
So we got Dylan's comics in the house and Mr. V games and toys.
Mr. V, that's my man.
Mr. Mr. V. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I liked Predators. It was an interesting take. They actually did like a comic afterwards, like continued that story.
Yeah,
Um,
good.
that was pretty cool. Have you checked out any of the um, fan made Predator films, like the high quality fan made Predator films on YouTube?
Yeah, I checked out a couple. Like I saw the Batman Dead End one where he fights the Predator.
Yep, that was cool.
Yeah, that was really good. I know someone made this really elaborate one called Predator Dark Ages.
That one was my favorite.
Yeah, that was awesome. Someone's got to give that man an Oscar or something, or
Yeah, sign him up to make that movie.
yeah, put him in charge of the franchise. But honestly,
Right? Oh my gosh.
yeah,
I think there was another one in World War II.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
where these Americans capture a Japanese guy, and
Hmm.
they hey, thanks for the sub, Mr. V. Dylan says, love Predator and Predators. I love Alien versus Predator as well. Yeah. Yeah, so they have to team up with this Japanese, prisoner, and I think the Japanese guy gets a kill or predator kill, but then they find out there's like 5 or 6 more predators out there.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's
Mhm.
a good one. I love those little fan movies, and what's really sad is some of them are actually really good, and that's as far as they'll ever go. But
Yeah,
Dark Ages was the best.
Dark Ages was.
Yeah,
Did,
for sure.
did you see that? It wasn't necessarily a story. It was the Wolverine versus Predator.
Yeah, the Bat in the Sun Productions.
Yeah, that was insane.
So we got Cameron Farkas says, "Sup, Jimmy."
Howdy doing,
I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm sorry, bro.
Cameron?
Another friend of yours?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Am I saying that right? Farkas?
I
I have
believe
no idea. I'm sorry, man.
I butcher half the names. It happens.
Yeah. Very cool. So you're excited for the new Predator game. I know you said we were chatting behind the scenes. You were going to you played the free weekend.
Mhm.
Did that make you more or less excited for the release?
Definitely made me more excited. I mean, it had a lot of technical issues, like the servers were like garbage, but definitely made me more excited. It's a very, very addicting game, surprisingly. So that'll be occupying a lot of my time in this quarantine.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
it says here, according to Screen Geek, that Arnold Schwarzenegger did a whole bunch of voiceovers for the game. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but no one knows still um, how big of a part he'll be in the game. My guess is he'll be the guy over the radio or whatever.
Hey,
Um,
that's a good idea.
I wouldn't mind, just have Arnie there in some capacity. Haven't heard from him from Dutch since '87. You know,
There was movie that The Rock was supposed to, a Predator movie that The Rock was supposed to be in, and I thought that was going to be pretty cool.
oh, The Rock.
The Rock was going to take over, and it was going to be a continuation. You know, it was going to be the '90s, and they were going to send another Special Forces team down there, but it was going to be led by The Rock this time.
Hey, I wouldn't mind that. That'd be badass, man.
Yeah, that would have been The Rock's first movie. It would have been a Predator movie instead of a mummy movie.
Been cool. Yeah.
That would have been cool, for sure. Yeah, Predator Hunting Grounds coming out soon, very soon. A lot of cool stuff. Reading some of the buzz on it. You can be a female predator now. I guess that's cool. Even though I don't recall that even in any of the stories there being a female predator.
There were a couple. Like the most notable one, even it's not even too notable, goes under the radar. It was called AVP Deadliest of the Species. It had a female predator in there, but honestly, she looked no different than the male ones. That's just the way the artist drew her. But in this game, they're like we were making fun of them like during the live streams of that game. Basically, it's a supermodel with a predator head attached. Literally, it's the funniest thing ever.
Oh, that is too funny. That is too funny. Man. Yeah, I'm curious to see where they take the xenomorphs for sure. So, talking here, according to Screen Rant, as you were saying, there's a possible Alien and Predator show coming to Netflix. Apparently, there's a possible Alien show coming to Netflix. This came out today. This article came out today. So
For Netflix?
Who knows? Yeah, for Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah. I know the Alien show that's been hot. Like I think originally it was supposed to be on Hulu. I guess now they moved it to Netflix. But yeah, I'd be good with that, honestly, because if they're moving it to Netflix, that gives them a lot more, I guess, leeway in a way, instead of like like the Predator thing they're doing for Disney Plus. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Not a big anime guy in terms of the AV,
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
interested. Yeah.
Should be fun. So here I have the first issue of Alien versus Predator.
That's cool.
It's kind of handy, kind of neat. I especially like this back cover here.
Yeah.
Got the cool Predator stuff.
Yeah, they had interesting designs back then.
And this is the first appearance of God. I'm gonna butcher this name. I can't even. I'm not even going to pronounce something Japanese. I don't know if you'd be able to see that. It's probably pretty tough.
Oh yeah, Machiko, Nagachi, something.
Yeah.
I know the whole thing is Machiko, something like that. Yeah. I don't know.
Mr. V says his favorite Predator is the green screen Van Damme.
The green screen Van Damme is great, man.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I've seen that. That's pretty awesome.
That's the greatest thing ever.
And then we have the first appearance of Alien versus Predator in comics. This is Dark Horse Presents number 36. So this is the first time these two have ever met. But the cool part of this is the back artwork.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, that is something. And I have the first appearance of Alien, but I just learned a few days ago that this is not the first appearance of Alien, but it is credited as being the first appearance of Alien. And it's got like this cool xenomorph queen on the cover.
Yeah.
The first appearance of Alien was Alien #1 in May of '88. This came out in November of '88.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody was a little confused, I think.
Yeah.
What year was that? Comic AVP? Let's see. That question comes from Mr. V.
Early 90s or something? Mid 90s?
The first, if you're talking about this one, it is the Dark Horse Presents. The one they first met, that was February of 1990. And this one, the actual first issue of Alien versus Predator, this one was June of 1990. So
props to the guy in 1990 who was just like, man, what if Alien meets Predator? How wacky would that be?
Yeah, and they have met many times
Yeah.
since then, for sure. So the Viper Predator is in a Predator comic. Which one's the Viper Predator? Is it the one?
The Viper Predator, I think he was I don't think he's in the comics. I think he was just a made up predator that a company did.
Okay.
I think I may be wrong.
I think maybe this one's the Viper Predator. Is this maybe this is the Viper Predator because he's the only different Predator compared to all these. He's the only one that looks remotely different. Other than that, they all look the same. But yeah, that's I'm a huge Alien Predator fan. I had to get the first appearance of all of them.
Yeah.
Growing up watching them, and I remember when I first saw Predator, I was in third grade. At my parents' friend's house. It was on TV. Remember Joe Bob Briggs and his monster show on like TBS or something, and they were watching Predator. And I remember the scene where Dylan gets his arm like chopped off somehow, or I forget how he got chopped off. But I was just like, "Oh my god!" That's the first time I've ever seen anything like that.
It looks real.
It didn't look real, and I was like in third grade. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like.
Yeah.
I wonder if they told him like in the movie his arm would get cut off for real. But that's how I first got into Predator movies.
Mm-hmm.
It just blew up from there, and I played all the games and started reading some of the books.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't quite taken it to the extreme that you have, but it's still pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So what's your next big purchase or anything on your radar?
Next big purchase. Nothing crazy. Like at this point, I'm pretty much caught up on everything I do want. I'm just looking at what I've missed over the years. Like there's like a Hot Toys figure or two that I would want that are kind of pricey, but
So you're in like backfill mode.
basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So cool. So is this like how often do you converse with people, whether it be online or whatever, but like just about aliens and predators? Is it something you do quite frequently?
It's pretty frequently ever since I became super duper active on Facebook, like with the group I mentioned. I'm basically talking with folks by the day because people are constantly posting what they've been picking up. And a lot of the times it's stuff again that I didn't know existed because they're picking it up from, just swap meet or whatever. So
I would recommend checking out Instagram. There's a pretty decent amount of Predator and Alien fans on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
So I would definitely check that out, including me. But that's awesome. Yeah, on Facebook. What Facebook group is that part of?
It's recent. It's called Trophy Room.
Trophy Room. Okay,
Yeah.
so everybody check out Trophy Room if you haven't already on Facebook. You'll be able to check out a lot of cool Alien and Predator content. Let's talk about Xenomorphs real quick. Switching gears. What's your favorite Alien movie?
Oh, probably Aliens.
Aliens. Okay, so that would be two. That'd be two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Any particular reason?
It's probably because like the same with Predator. That was my first experience with just Alien in general. But it's because of just all like the unique stuff they put in that movie. All the you had the power loader, you had a giant queen alien taking it to the next level. It was just surprising, I guess. So kind of took a liking to that. Whereas Alien, like it's a really good movie, but you have to be in a certain mood to watch it, I guess, because it's super serious. But, yeah. Almighty Bob.
Shout out to Samuel and the Almighty Bob.
Almighty Bob, how you doing, friend?
Very cool, very cool. Have you seen talking about the whole coronavirus? Like people have been sewing their own masks some people are taking it to a whole nother level. They're actually making face hugger masks,
Yeah.
walking around town with a face hugger on. Have you
Oh,
seen those on the internet at all?
yeah, yeah. Some people send me messages of those. Those are great. That
Yeah.
if I knew how to do that, man, that's that's making it a little bit more, the whole situation a little bit better.
Yeah, right? Why not?
Yeah,
Walk around and people stare at you.
yeah, and they'll be sure to stay 6 feet away from you.
Yeah, right. Have you? What do you think about the Alien and Predator movies? I know they weren't great, but which one stuck out the most to you?
Um, I'm part of like the minority that likes a Requiem a lot, just because
Okay.
it was. Yeah, I kind of just well, like what I say about the movie is that it's kind of like a mix of your standard like Alien Predator stuff, but it's also like slasher movie a little bit, like 80s slasher stuff, which is what I liked about it. But I like the first one too because it felt like I'm watching a comic book, you know. So that's kind of
Yeah,
with
that's it's true. I would agree to that. It's
mhm.
kind of like watching a comic book.
Yeah, yeah,
A lot of fun for
yeah.
sure.
Hmm.
What I'm upset about is at the end. What was it? Alien versus Predator, the second one, the Requiem one. Where they at the end of the scene, whatever, he's opening a case. It happens to be a Predator weapon. They're like, talking about how they're going to use it, and the one guy says, it's not for this world.
Yeah,
They were going to take it forward and do whatever with it. Man, that would have been so cool.
yeah, because they were basically introducing the whole plot of the first comic, right, with Machiko, because that was
Yep.
practically her, in that office. And I got excited because now they were going to open it up to something bigger. Maybe the next movie will be doing what Predators did and go to their planet or wherever. Um,
Yeah.
but didn't Requiem didn't perform well, I guess.
That's okay. They all can't be home runs. I liked the first Alien versus Predator better, but the only thing that bugged me about it is the human alien team up, where the Predator is like showing, the human girl, how to like, oh man, the alien's blood is like acid and stuff. He's like making her a shield and a spear.
Yeah, that kind of bugged me a little bit when I first watched it, just because it's kind of a short movie. Like you're telling me this woman is this badass already, and
Yeah, right.
Predator. I get if it was like kind of like a saga and that happened because they were trying to emulate what the comic book did.
Sure.
In the comic book, it was a slow burn until you got to that level. So yeah, it wasn't the greatest thing.
Yeah, and everyone's bringing guns to this, Antarctic, anthropology, or I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is, but they're bringing all these guns.
They bring like an arsenal of weapons, like they're gonna be attacked by a bunch of wolves, or I don't know what was their deal. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
crazy.
thought that was the suitcase one where it's like they're holding onto the handle and they press a button, boom, now it's a machine gun. It's
Basically,
like you mean we were lugging around 20 pounds of firepower
for no reason.
potentially for no reason?
Yeah.
No way, man. That would never be me. No way. I'm not gonna be that guy, but it
Yeah.
was an all right movie. I enjoyed it.
Hmm.
And then talking about Almighty Bob here. He says, "I want to forget about the Pred Alien."
I kind
I
of.
do too. I think it's a great idea. I don't like the way they did it. I think the way they did it was really bad. They
Hmm.
could have done so much better, so much more work.
Hmm.
That could have been another storyline.
It could have been, yeah. And it's also the fact that the movie's so dark that you can't even see the Pred alien.
Yeah, right.
It's that was that was nuts. I don't know who was in charge of the brightness of that film, but
Yeah.
fire them.
Yeah. But I do like the continuity of it. I like how the first one bleeds over into the second one and creates a whole
Mhm.
nother set of problems.
Yeah,
I'm a big continuity guy, so that did it for me.
yeah, it meshed well. Yeah.
It did. And I remember when Alien and Predator was coming out, uh, the first movie, and you could vote on this website who you think was going to win.
Uh-huh.
But there was no amount of like you could vote as 100 times a day if you wanted to. So my friends and I would be sitting in class like spamming the Predator button. We're so
Mhm.
excited for this movie, and then like the first 10 minutes in, two out of the three Predators are dead, and
Yeah,
I'm like, well, this I thought was going to be a good movie.
they got killed fast. Those the Xenos in that movie, that's something else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like the and there's a lot of things that bug me about that movie, but I like how the guy who's like, hey, what did you say this room was again? He's like sacrificial chamber. He's like, all right, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just going back up to the surface. I don't need to be here.
Yeah.
So
And yeah.
if you had to be in any Alien or Predator movie, as a guy who would die, which movie would it be in, and how would you die?
Oh, any of the Predator movies except the last
Okay,
one. That's stupid. But um, uh, I say this a lot. I would be honored to get killed if that's the way I'm going out. I'd be honored to get killed by the Predator.
sure.
So let him.
How would you die? What weapon would you let him use?
Oh, he walk up to me. He. I'll tell him, feel free to rip out the spine, man. That's all good.
Been drinking a lot of milk. I'm sure my bones are nice and bright.
Yeah, they're nice and bright. They'll stay together. Here you go. I'll turn around for you. Make it easier.
uh, I'm okay with any of the deaths. I just don't think that I want to be stuck in the net.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, thank you to the net.
Do you remember the lady in Requiem in the hospital,
Yes,
pregnant one? Yeah, that's a bad way to go out.
that's a bad way. Anything like I don't want to be, a host for a Xeno or anything. No, thank you.
Unless, unless you're that one guy from Resurrection who it pops out of him, but he puts the guy's head in front of him. And
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, that
yeah,
was a pretty creative kill. That was a pretty creative kill.
yeah, I like it.
Almighty Bob says I would explode him with 10 guns of TNT and blow up the ship.
Almighty,
Yeah.
you ain't Arnie.
There's a really cool alien storyline in comics where it follows Dr. Church. He's like this big scientist where he goes to this planet, and then his whole crew is captured by xenomorphs. But the xenomorphs are dragging to this hive, and he realizes um, Mo's toy box says, "What's up, Jimmy?" Um, and then he's starting to realize that this colony is like sick and they're gonna die soon, and they're having to take the face huggers out of the eggs and place them on the faces of these victims. Have you checked out that storyline at all?
It sounds familiar.
I know it's on YouTube. There's a guy who just reads Alien comics, which is kind of
Mhm.
cool. That's how I discovered it.
Yeah, that sounds really cool, actually. That's
Yeah, and like he's a scientist, so he's in this alien hive, and he's just able to just walk around because he kind of convinced the aliens, like, "Hey, I'm not really a threat."
yeah,
They're on the verge of death, and they're infected with something, and they're slowly all colony is going to die, and I won't spoil it. There's some really cool stuff that comes out of there, but
I'll definitely check that out.
it's definitely worth it. And I can't remember the name of the storyline, but I'm sure if you just type in Alien Dr. Church on YouTube, you get the whole
Yeah,
story, which is
pop
really
it.
cool.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it is cool. They should definitely make that a movie for sure.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying with a lot of like if they want to keep going with the Alien movies, like yeah, you have the prequels, but not everything needs to be connected to the original stuff. Like if you want to do independent stuff, kind of like that
Yeah,
comic, yeah,
yeah.
that'd be cool. That'd be a fun watch.
Have you checked out The Thing? I'm sure a lot of people have the
Oh,
movie The Thing. Yeah,
one of my favorite horror movies. Yeah,
it is. Me too. I'm a huge John Carpenter fan.
same.
What do you think about this reboot coming up here?
Oh God, I heard about that. You know, I don't. Did you watch the prequel?
I did. I didn't care for it.
See, with the prequel, I was okay with just because they were kind of paying tribute to the original, so I was good with that. But like, why does it need a reboot? It was perfect.
It was good.
Yeah. I mean, aside from the story, like the special effects, holy God. And they're just, you know what they're gonna make it all CG and stuff. And
I love practical effects.
me too. They work beautiful.
CG has a place, but not for like. I understand there's a cost to everything.
There,
Everybody's trying to be cheap, and CGI is fairly inexpensive. But
yeah.
I mean, look at the Thing and the other John Carpenter movies, like They Live. Everything was practical.
Hmm.
There's a little bit of CGI, but
Yeah,
practical is the best way.
back then they were looking at CGI as I'll only use it if I absolutely have to, if it's impossible to do practical effects, you know. Um, but yeah, nowadays it's very inexpensive. Um, but
Yeah.
y-
Are you looking forward to the Thing remake? Um,
tell you the truth, I probably won't watch it, honestly. Um,
Obey.
yeah, obey.
Yeah, right from They Live.
Uh,
Rowdy Piper. That was a good movie.
yeah. Yeah, the whole thing remake. They're doing like remakes of other John Carpenter movies too. They're doing a remake of Big Trouble in Little China as well.
Seriously, I didn't know they were doing Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, they're gonna do it, and they're replacing Kurt Russell with The Rock.
Come on.
Yeah,
Does he get to be in everything?
and John Carpenter is he's mad about that. He's been tweeting out a lot or whatever about that. But yeah, as far as the thing goes, completely, they're just running out of ideas. You know, they're just running out.
I would agree. Creativity has died in Hollywood. They've reached the end of the movie wall, and now they have to turn around and go back the way they came.
Yeah,
Remake all these good movies. But
yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of terrible movies coming up, including, I hate to say this, but Back to the Future is getting the Ghostbusters remake treatment.
What?
Yeah, Back to the Future and Gremlins.
No,
Yeah, it's
nothing but gremlins.
yeah, and you know how like Ghostbusters, the terrible remake, was a big gender swap.
Yeah,
That's what's going to happen to Back to the Future.
that. So Marty McFly is gonna be a chick.
Yeah, and this is just rumor. I don't know, but rumor has it and that
Dog?
Melissa McCarthy is going to play the female version of Doc.
Oh
It's going to be that kind of movie.
no! But they're both actors are alive and well. You don't need to remake the movie if
Just
you
leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
and even if you want to make money off of it, create a bad sequel, but at least have the original actor. Okay, I mean, like they're doing the Ghostbusters Afterlife movie.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a feeling it's not going to be very good, honestly, because they're.
It'll probably be better than the last one they
Oh,
shot out.
it definitely will be. Yeah, you got Bill Murray coming back and everything. So they're also remaking The Fly, by the way.
Are you serious? Who's
Yeah, I don't know who's going to be in it, who's directing. Um, that would actually probably be my favorite horror movie. Actually, The
really
Fly.
The Fly?
Yeah. So that sucks. That really sucks.
Any particular reason why The Fly is your favorite?
I do not know. I think when I watched it as a kid, just the obscurity of it, and I guess kind of like it was gore, but it was very interesting gore, if that makes sense. And just the whole transformation, it was so cool. And I just like the idea that you have this innocent guy turning into God knows what. I don't know. It always appealed to me.
Hmm.
And
Interesting.
then I watched the sequel.
Yeah, I remember the first one. I don't think I've ever seen the sequel, but
Sequel,
Jeff Goldblum was pretty cool in that movie.
yeah, sequel is not as bad as a lot of people say, but it's still pretty bad. So
Yes. Well, according to Hollywood Insider, Hellraiser is also getting a reboot,
why?
and that was as of 4 hours ago. So this is fresh off the hot press. Hellraiser and Salem's Lot are both getting reboots.
Oh my goodness, got my blood pressure up.
Yeah, little did you know, coming on this show would be very depressing.
Oh man, Hellraiser.
Um,
That's
yeah, there's lot on here that I'm not looking forward to. Uh, Pirates of the Caribbean looks like it's getting prequels. Don't
Yeah,
know why we need that.
I heard. I think even Johnny Depp is coming back or something. Which I kind of
Who
hopped on
knows?
the Pirates thing years ago, so it's kind of yeah.
I saw a few. It was really cool.
Yeah, they were pretty cool, but
Man, there's a ton of movies on this list. I don't even want to read them because just looking at them makes me want to choke someone in Hollywood and say, "Why? Leave these movies alone."
yeah, can't,
But I
can't,
mean, as long as the thing is okay, do you think Predator will get a reboot?
honestly,
The
probably.
original Predator will get a remake?
I I don't know. It's such a double-edged sword. It just entirely depends on what Disney deems as successful. Because I don't think it doesn't need a reboot. I think it would make just as much money if you just brought Arnie back for another movie. Because Arnold sells, right?
True. Yeah.
So I think that would be the way. But they need to appeal to I guess a new generation. So they might start from scratch.
Yeah. Some young up and coming guy, some newer Arnold Schwarzenegger, but who knows? 10, 15 years after he's gone,
Yeah,
it's all over.
I feel like the whole reboot thing can be easily remedied because why don't you just mass re-release all of these old movies and
Yeah.
create
Put him in a big collection. I'd buy him.
yeah, or just put them in theaters again, create new trailers for them that's a little bit more, I guess, on par with the trailers that we have now. Rambo needs to fight.
Don't say it. They'll do it. Stallone will fist fight Predator.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Yeah, he doesn't care. He'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do like a re-release, put them back in theaters, do like a collector's edition, like all the Predator movies. Maybe
Mhm.
they did something like that already. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think they did some a few years ago. But funny enough, just because we were talking about The Fly, they released a collector's edition with the original, however many there were from the 50s, plus the ones from the 80s, in this really elaborate box set. It's pretty cool.
Very cool. Very
So,
cool. So James Wan is doing Salem's Lot. Very cool.
yeah, I like James Wan. He does good stuff.
Yeah, he did all right with Aquaman. Should be
Yeah.
fun.
Mhm.
I feel like he's a well-respected director. They'll give him a little bit more creativity versus some of the other ones.
Didn't he do some of the Saw movies? Or the
I think
first
he did one or two of Saw movies.
probably.
He's known for his horror movies.
Yeah, yeah. Because he does Conjuring, right?
Yes, he did Conjuring 1, I think. Aquaman was horrible. No, it wasn't. You're banned. Get out of
Black Manta, man.
here. Dude, Black Man was so cool in that movie.
That's part of that movie.
It was. But speaking of Aquaman, Amber Heard is probably going to jail. So
Yeah.
Queen Mira is out.
Falsifying evidence, right? Or something. That was her deal. I don't know.
I have no idea. I didn't really read it. I just saw the headline, was like, well, all my favorite movies are going down the tubes.
Yep.
Why not?
Yeah. What else is there to do now?
Right, right. But I know you're not a huge comic book guy, but Aquaman the Trench movie is getting made. So that's kind of like
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be
that'd be
like a
fun.
horror movie, right?
Yeah,
Almost.
they said it's going to be a very horror movie.
Yeah, I could. I'm good with that. Branching out to different genres.
Have you seen The Abyss? I guess it's kind of like the
I saw.
the,
Yeah,
the feeling they're going to go for is underwater horror.
yeah. I saw The Abyss. Could work. Could honestly work. So
Yeah,
we'll wait and see.
they're making an Alien remake. I hope not.
That would be bad.
Oh, at this point, I'm not surprised. They just start with Prometheus and just go all the way forward.
Yeah,
But then someone's going to come along and say, actually, you know what? Prometheus doesn't count. We're pretend that didn't happen. We're going to start here.
yeah. Let's pretend the word continuity doesn't exist today.
Right.
What they'll
Right.
be saying.
They made a star. Then they made a Star Wars remake in 2025. Dude, have you seen any of the Star Wars movies at all?
Uh, I mean, like anyone, I love the original trilogy. Then you had the prequels, which were what they were. And I saw Force Awakens in theaters. I saw Last Jedi in theaters, which was, it was, it was okay.
Yeah,
Wasn't
I agree. The original trilogy is absolutely the best. I think they should have just left it be there.
agreed. Then I didn't watch the latest one, Rise of Skywalker.
I
I
didn't either. I heard it was terrible.
I heard it was a mess.
Yeah.
Um, but if it's ever like on a streaming service, I'll give it a shot just to see how the story ends out of curiosity.
Yeah, and Disney said that they're done with the trilogy aspect of it. Now they're just making like single
Yeah, story.
stories, one shots, solo movies. Yeah.
Did you see the Han Solo movie?
No, but I heard it was equally as terrible.
It actually wasn't too bad.
I heard they brought back Darth Maul for some reason.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that was kind of funny. He got robot legs now,
Oh, so they did the Clone Wars thing where he was like a little spider.
basically.
Oh, why would they do that? Whatever.
Yeah, it's he sells, right?
That's true.
Yeah,
I'm sure like it was a big surprise. I mean, that's kind of a cool surprise that he's
yeah, for the fans that they got their blood pumping.
that's pretty cool. So if they did like a Predator movie, and halfway during the movie, Arnie shows up as like a consultant.
That'd be
Where
cool.
it's like, here's what you need to do this.
Here's what you need to do.
Okay.
You need to make it bleed. Take this knife.
That would be really cool. That would be
Yeah.
really cool. I don't know if you know this little bit behind the scenes here about Predator. The guy who played Billy, whatever that guy's name is, can't remember the name of the actor, but I guess when he was attached to the movie, the insurance company that was insuring the make of the movie had to hire bodyguards
Because he has anger issues.
because he has anger issues. So they had to have certain people like around him at all times, to, like keep him from doing things.
Sonny Landham, I think that's his name. I could be wrong, but
Has he been in anything else?
honestly, I haven't seen him in anything else. But yeah, I read that he had confrontations with other people on set, so they had to hire this really just giant bodyguard to always be around him.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's how you know you made it. Is when the insurance company is mandating that you have to buy bodyguards.
yeah.
You need to get to the Java.
Maybe.
That's pretty cool. Are you a fan at all of Robot Chicken on Adult Swim?
I watched some of it on TV in the early 2000s, but ever since then, I kind of just if I see it, I'll watch it. But
Yeah, I don't know if they're making any new episodes. They might all be remakes, but they do a lot of Alien and Predator stuff.
yeah,
Where they hype up Alien versus Predator, and they're kind of both just sitting there like playing chess.
I like the one when Alien and Predator were dating.
Yes, that one was funny. I remember that one.
Yeah, that's some good stuff.
All right, so we are at our hour. These things go about an hour, so we got about 2 minutes left. So in the last 2 minutes, I will open it up to our crew that is watching. If they want to ask any particular question about you, about your collection, your thoughts on Alien and Predator franchise, now's the rapid fire session, guys. I know Mr. V's got a question, right? Mr. V doesn't know anything about you.
Mr. V got me through Alien Isolation.
Did he?
Yes, he did. You spent a lot of time in that game in lockers. You need a buddy, So
That's right. I forgot about that game. That game was pretty awesome.
yeah, I'm currently playing it on the hardest difficulty. God, it's crazy.
Almighty Bob says, "Do you like space?"
I do like space. Yes.
So you would rather spend the coronavirus quarantine in the International Space Station?
Yeah, they got a lucky up there right now.
Yeah, they're all kind of in isolation.
Lucky up there. So
Right.
I wouldn't mind. I mean, you got to drink all that gross food and whatnot over there, but
Hey, it's better than starving.
starving. I bet they got toilet paper up
I
there.
bet they got some kind of toilet paper. That's true. They don't have to fist fight your neighbors for it.
Which happened in my area last week.
Here in Pennsylvania, some lady went to a grocery store and coughed and licked all the produce at the grocery store.
That's something.
Mott's Toy Box says, "Are you going to get any more hot toys?"
Once this whole situation ends, I gotta track down the Berserker Predator hot toys.
Berserker Predator.
Yeah, I gotta complete the Super Predators trio. I got what's his name? Falconer and Tracker, one to go. And I also got me Lawrence Fishburne, so we good.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot he was in Predators.
Yeah.
Very cool. So Gorgeous says, favorite Hicks line.
Favorite Hicks line?
Favorite Hicks line.
What do you mean by Hicks line?
The character Hicks.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a figure line for some food.
No, the character Hicks.
Oh
Oh,
man.
I assume that's what he's talking about.
I don't know, man. Can I say the part where he's like screaming?
Sure. Yeah, the screaming part. Yeah.
For some reason, when I watched that as a kid, when he was just like sort of like "Ah!" as he's falling back from the acid. Oh, yeah, none taken.
I remember in the streams we were talking about it cool to be get a Predator game, then hide out in the jungle. Now we're getting a Predator game, hunting ground. There's a really cool Predator game that came out for, I think it was the last generation, where you could be the Predator, you could be the Alien, or you could be the Marines. I can't remember the name of it. I think it was just Alien versus Predator.
Yeah, it was just Aliens versus Predator. Yeah, that was probably one of the better ones, if not the best so far.
Yeah, because just like taking my disc and just hucking it.
Yeah.
The Predator disc. That was my favorite thing.
Do that. They pulled that from that game to put in this new one. So you do the exact same thing. You like follow the disc with it.
Oh, that's so cool. Really? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. The last one, you kind of had to aim it and just go.
Yeah.
So Mr. V says, question for Jimmy. So now that you're collecting Predator figures, what are you doing with your Marvel Legends?
Marvel Legends, they're still on the shelves. I still cherish them. At the moment, I just cherry pick though, because before I got like really into this stuff like over a year ago now. I was doing the whole comic book universe building thing for the Marvel Legends, but that died down. So
Okay.
yeah,
Like the statues and whatnot.
I wasn't doing the statues.
Oh, okay.
That'd be cool. I would, you know how much I would love a giant Carnage statue, but that's space.
Life-size Carnage or Venom or something.
Give me that, yeah. So
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't have any statues in my collection, but I have several thousand comic books.
that's amazing, man.
I've got this big gray cabinet, which is full all the way to the bottom, and the brown one back here in the background
Yeah,
is full as well. So I've got
yeah.
plus everything on the wall is autographed. I'm doing some rearranging, so there's some holes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got quite the collection.
You got it all set up there, man.
I do, but these are the only Alien and Predator books that I have in my collection for nostalgia reasons only.
Yeah.
Not that I collect for value, but there's just really nothing out there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess now I need to get the first appearance of the Engineers. I guess that would be the next one in line.
Yeah, the Fire and Stone stuff.
Yeah,
that was a good run.
Yeah. Did you check out the run where it was Predator was hunting an Engineer?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Where you had like a human, like a
sidekick, whatever.
Yeah, sidekick. Yeah, we'll call it a sidekick. Yeah.
Yeah, but really
Sherpa.
That was a fun read. So
Indeed.
Down there too, so.
Okay, so we are past our time here. That's okay. Shout out to everyone in the chat for coming out today. Big double thanks for Jimmy Lee for coming out today. So one more time, I usually let people shout out their social media. So for anyone in the replay, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, so I got obviously the YouTube channel, just so you can find me as Jimmy Lee, just plain simple there. You'll know me. I got the Alien Predator on the banner. And I'm active on Facebook. Feel free to add me. So I basically reply to all messages, so feel free to contact me. And also on Instagram and Twitter under the handle Jimmy Lee Toys. since Jimmy Lee was taken. So there you go.
Jimmy Lee toys. All right.
There you go.
Awesome. So that was our cool Alien and Predator talk. We'll have to check in with you like next time, like a year from now, and see how big your collection's grown.
Yeah.
Not to put you on the spot, but if you had to guess, how much are you invested in your collection?
Oh boy.
Or does it pain you to think about that?
I'm content with it. Honestly, I don't like have a even like a rounded number or anything, but I own. I know I own over 100 NECA Predators, almost 100 NECA Aliens. Uh, each of those are 20, so $20 to $30. So you know,
Okay.
that'd be the math. And then the hot toys are the scary ones. Those are
Yeah, those are the big ones.
the expensive ones.
Very cool, man. Awesome. Very unique collection. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to share that with us. Very awesome. Big fan of your coat. You have a very awesome collection that I'm very, very jealous of. Maybe that's definitely something my wife would kill me if I got into something else. Comic books are like, she tolerates it. She's just at the point of tolerating it. But if I got just a sprinkle on top of something else, I might be in trouble.
Oh boy, yeah.
So I don't want to cross that line. But awesome, man. This was great. Appreciate you taking the time for hanging out to us, and we'll have to do something cool in the future. Maybe when a new movie comes out, we'll have to do some speculating or something.
Yeah, do like a podcast or whatever. I'd be down for it.
Yeah, or maybe when season 1 of one of the shows is ended, we'll have to do like a recap or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. But awesome. So we're gonna end it here. Anyone who's catching on the replay, thanks for watching this. Also, double thanks to our guest and everyone in the chat. So peace out, Girl Scouts.
Thanks, everyone.